So in the previous videos I've shown you a lot of ways that you can control your trains manually. One of the real features of the RTC program is ways to automate your layout. So I'm going to show you the first simple way that I implemented. Actually did this quite a while ago, but it records your clicks and records all the commands that are sent to the engine and to any TIU. You can play them back then once the recording is complete. So I'll demonstrate that. It started on the setup screen. There's a record playback block which has a couple buttons in it: start recording, stop recording, start playback, and stop playback. So this can record any set of operations to any TIU, control your entire layout, no matter how many TIUs or engines that you have. So I'm going to start that up, and I'm going to record a sequence, and then I'll play it back for you. So I press the start recording button. The little red LED starts to blink, saying that you are recording. Go back to the main screen. So we'll start up engine 15. So once it's up and running, we'll just turn the headlight off and on so that you can see that the headlight is blinking. Turn on the bell, turn off the bell. We'll just run forward for a bit. And then we'll just run backwards for a bit. And we'll stop. And we'll shut the engine down. So then we go back to the setup screen. We press on the stop recording button. So this is going to let us save the file. I've made a little subdirectory here called scripts, which I will click on, and I will use that. I will make up a name here. We'll call it, say, engine 15 forward and reverse, and save it. So from the setup screen we can play back one of these script files at a time. I'll show you a little bit later how you can play back several of them at the same time. So I'll just press start playback. Brings up a select file, select the file that we just created, and we open it, and it opens and immediately starts the playback. A little status window shows up on the screen showing you what's going on, which step you're on, how many seconds to go, and so on. There's the headlight blinking. And here we're coming up to the end of it now. So that's the playback. Let me show you now if you want to have multiple playbacks going on at the same time. As I mentioned on the setup screen, you can only do one at a time. If you press the hot buttons button, we can actually assign one of the buttons to playback that file we just recorded. We'll pick button number 10 here, just to be different. I'll just give it a simple name here. We'll just call it PB for playback. Select the command, look down the list. My finger doesn't slip off the button. Playback of a recorded file. We pick the file name. There's our forward and reverse file. And we hit OK, and then we save our edits to make sure this new button is remembered. So to play back that file now, all I need to do is press the hot button, number 10. And there it goes. So the little window on the screen looks the same, except it's telling you that it's a button that is actually doing the playback. And if we had another button that was programmed to play back another file, at this point we could press that button and that playback file would run. I can show you that I can press the other hot buttons, any other hot button I want while this playback is going on. For example, I can press the whistle button or the set up the volume to 90% button, and that will actually execute. Of course, if you execute a command that interferes with the playback file, then you have to be very careful and make sure you know what you're doing. So while we're backing up here, I'll show you that you can press other buttons. For example, this button we had previously programmed to turn on the whistle. This button we had previously programmed to turn off the whistle, so I can press those. Whistle on, whistle off. And when the playback is done, the little pop-up window will disappear and we can exit and disconnect from the TIU.